Oh, that was not smooth. Okay. Maddy May is in the building. Create Studios podcast with the effervescent, ever-flowing, on a tear, Maddy May here from LA, from Houston. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Happy to be here.
We were just, just to let you know, you got to tuck like a fist away because it's kind of close with the mic. Yeah. So you can move it around.
It feels like some ASMR.
Why does everyone always say that, man? Like,
it's because I can hear myself in the headphones, and it makes me want to like tickle the microphone. You know what they be like?
And your octave just got lower. Like she was talking. It was like, hey, caller 911. Where are you from?
On the sweepstakes today on the radio show, call in at 567-895. The Swarm.
See, the Filipino in her makes her transition to the white voice very well. I could see the professional voice coming at you.
Yeah, I code switch like a motherfucker. I mean, what this, that. I hop around very quickly.
You got different characters on you, it seems like.
Yeah. I've been told it's a little disorienting.
Are you a writer on top of being a comedian? Is that where like a lot of the bits come from? Like, you know, because it's like writing your own little sitcom on stage, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. I really like writing. I think that's the thing that there's comedy, but I think I like the writing aspect when it comes to comedy for sure. So I like silly ass stories. So,
which is great for comedy.
You know, I mean, I started before comedy. I was a costume designer.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean that's just storytelling with clothes, but I wanted to actually tell the story. So I think that came in the transition from that to that. So
which is deep because clothes, like the environment, they really do kind of make the story.
Oh yeah, they tell you everything. Like your whole outfit is giving a whole story right now.
I know. Like I was like, yo, let me not try and press or come on Thursday. Like, yo, I'm just me. I'm just hippie. Believe it's just we're gonna have a relaxed time. But I just felt like with clothing designers, especially because I just saw this famous clip from Kanye West's guy. I don't know if you know who that guy is. But he was just talking about this piece of trash, and he was like, if you put it in an art room, it's art. But if you put it in your garage, it's trash. And so instead of trying to design the product, I just spent all my time designing the room around the product. And I was like,
that's so real.
Bro, that's so deep.
That's real, though. It's the same thing with anything. It's the same thing with social media. It's the same thing with absolutely anything.
Everything. I think it was great advice for anyone doing social media, entrepreneurship, comedy. Yeah. Some people are stuck on, oh, it's not a true story. I don't give a flying F if it's true. I just want you to make me laugh and have it somewhat believable and relatable in the creativeness in your writing. Right? I
mean, for sure. I mean, everything that I tell on stage in my sets, everything is true. But I think it's just because I'm a rambunctious, ridiculous person.
Seems silly. You seem a silly Billy right there.
Silly.
Yeah.
I'm very silly. But even if I'm lying, I'll be like, no, that wasn't true. But I did think this, and I'll like walk through just the thought process. I think if you're just being true to yourself, I think that's what matters. So
absolutely, which is hard.
Yeah.
In the entertainment aspect of business, right?
Yeah. But I think the people that are just being true to themselves are the ones that usually prevail.
Gotcha.
Because they're just honest. It's like,
it's nothing to be you. Well, basically what I'm saying is like it's nothing to be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's free.
Yeah, but it's harder to kind of put on this persona, which I felt like some comedians have. Some comedians have a voice or a shtick or a physical act. You know, like Carrot Top, because like he was like this certain guy. Now he's all buff. They're like, what you saying? It's like,
this is who you are now. That's your whole personality. Your whole personality is being a buff ginger. It's fucking crazy.
Your personality, say, comes off very playful, very fun, very sister almost. Like you have brothers? Okay. Yeah. Kind of shows. Like you were a tomboy growing up in sports?
Yeah, no, not really. Okay. I did competitive cheerleading for like 10 years. And all of my siblings, which is, bro, I had abs in the 4th grade.
You was on the flips and the catch and the lip?
Yeah, I was throwing bitches. I was fucking throwing.
Respectfully throwing them, though. In the air, catching them back.
Yeah, I also was a minor, throwing other minors.
Was there any cheerleaders you didn't like? You'd be like, oh, shit, my bad. Like,
yeah, actually. No, I didn't do it on purpose. The bitches just would fall on purpose. Like, that's the thing they don't tell you about is when you're, like, a cheerleader and you have a flyer. So, like, I was a front spot because I was too small to be, or too big to be a flyer in the air and too small to be a base or a back spot. So I was just in the front holding bitches up. And like, I remember I always had this one flyer who just didn't want to do it. And so she would just like bend her knee and just give out. And I'm like, bitch, we're at nationals right now. You gonna do this right now, bitch.
Wait, so she's the one on top. And you're holding her up there, and she's bending her knee and doing all that?
Just because she don't want to do it. Because she's trying to give out because I guess she want to do other shit. I was like, you want to do this right now? I was like, I'm in 4th grade. I got 2 more years of this shit.
Yo, was it that serious in 4th grade?
Yes. Yeah.
Nationals?
It was so fucking serious. It was all you have. Because the same way, you know, like whenever you're like middle school and like something bad will happen and you're like, yo, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's your whole world.
Imagine that, but like 4th grade, and I've always been really good at just things, but I was very advanced in cheerleading, so I was just flipping and doing all types of crazy shit. And I took it way too seriously. I took it way too seriously.
Like you would yell at your teammates and stuff like that, or your cheermates and
yes,
stuff?
but then at the same time, what was even funny is I think the neurodivergent shit kicked in because I would just be also in the back not paying attention during practices.
I have no idea what neurodivergent means.
Neurodivergent. So I just a funny brain, cartoon brain. I have a cartoon brain. So,
I can tell you did the voice.
Yeah, it just switches up. I just switch up. It just happens. But like, I was diagnosed ADHD, but you know, autism stuff shit came later. But like, I just would be in the back of cheerleading practice. I remember one time we would have shorts, like we'd have our shorts, and I put my arms like through my shorts,
yeah,
and I would just go like this and just do silly shit. And I remember my coach one time across the gym was like, "What are you doing?" And I was just like took my hands out really fast, and I was like, "Nothing." And I just thought nobody could see me.
So you're always class clowning, basically.
Never
way
intentionally.
Back. Yeah.
I just was this.
Right.
I mean this.
I feel like ADHD is a gift because a lot of people that are talented have it and they didn't take medication for it necessarily.
Yeah, no, never medicated.
Right?
Never medicated, bro.
That's the worst thing I think you could do to a child is medicate because they really have is this extra growth hormone and you got to just get them into shit.
Yeah, just give them interest.
They got you in the cheerleader. Your parents obviously got you in the cheerleader, and so you got to express your personality through cheermates and so you know what I mean? Like, but that's like a skill though. Like you learn like how to navigate.
Yeah, I definitely I used it a lot for sure. I mean, because I always had drawing. I think drawing came first, and then it was.
Too, you stopped, by the way, but yeah.
No, I still do it, but I don't do it for money anymore because it doesn't make me happy.
But a perfect thing to do on the road while you're on the road.
Yeah,
and
like I'll doodle, do some little, but like anytime I've done art commissions since I started comedy, I always end up failing the person who I'm doing the commission for, and I'm like, hey bro, I don't know what's going on. I just can't do it. It's
because you're getting paid for it, the pressure. Because that's what kind of gets me at times too. Like
maybe I don't know if it's getting paid or if it's just like I just don't feel comfortable selling art in this way anymore. I just can't do it. I don't know what happens. It just my hands just like stopped just working whenever there was money involved.
Yeah, because you're supposed to. I felt that same way when I was an artist. People would pay you to do like song. Like I got paid to do this entrance song for a fighter, and it just sucked. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't get paid. It's an art. But
then you just fuck around one day and you're like, oh my god.
Viral.
Yeah, viral.
I would love to see you do art like when you start going on tour, maybe like draw people in the crowd or like the people you're with or maybe certain and like just give that out because that would be like legendary as fuck.
It's definitely something I've been thinking about incorporating. I think I just need to get back into the practice of it, but like I'll just do it. And you know, but it would be fun to like find a way to incorporate it on stage.
People like you know how people support like because Cam he sells rocks and shit like that, right? I'm just saying, but like if you saw art you made on the way to the show and just things about like the city or the state that you're in, I think that shit would go crazy.
Yo, if I did a meet and greet and I just did caricatures of
yes, and yo, this is Maddy. She did the character, but this shit hella funny. I don't got a nose like that.
Yo, I just draw a nose. That's all I'm gonna do is just draw noses.
People would pay crazy for that. They would pay way more than for a sweater for that.
It's funny because like you know when like little girls first, not just little girls, but just in general, when you first start drawing or like you first get like anime, you just draw anime eyes. You just
I can't draw, but
you can't.
I can't draw first. That's why I see your stuff. I'm like, damn, bro.
You just have that demeanor, like you say that, but you can feel. I feel you crank some shit
all
out.
my friends could really draw, and like I couldn't. They'd be like, "You're never gonna make it in the creative world
because you can't draw." I mean,
it's like, damn.
To be fair though, knowing how to draw and being able to translate.
No, it helps.
Oh my god,
all you guys have a leg up on us. You do have a leg up because you see things on paper in a 2-dimensional plane, and when you look at stuff, you look at it real perspective, like the lines. And my guy was an amazing artist. He was He was looked at by Marvel at 14 years old.
Holy shit!
My guy James Williams is black, just so gifted. And then but he would explain lines, man. Like no one would talk about lines before.
Dude,
he just talk about lines.
Lines are everything.
He would just draw lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how straight or how. I'm like, bro, you're tripping me out.
No, but it's real because line confidence is a huge thing when it comes to drawing. Well, one of my favorite artists, you know Kim Jung-gi?
No.
Dude, and you're Korean.
I know. That's why I got excited when you said it. I'm like, man, I'm gonna send them some of my mom's kimchi.
Kim Jung-gi. So he basically his trick to drawing is like if I were to draw that like teddy bear right there, he would draw it from every angle he could imagine, and then he would program how to draw that thing so he just knows how to draw it now. So when he would draw, he would just start with lines, and then it would just become this huge thing.
That is so Korean of him, bro. I don't know if you know Korean people, but they super meticulous.
I know
they super too in this shit. You feel me?
It was funny too because he also would draw like a lot of like horny ass shit. And his family would be like, damn, like, why you gotta draw this? He goes, I like it. I like it. I don't know. I like drawing it.
Wait, so what is his name? Sorry?
Kim Jung-gi. G-I.
That is so Korean. Jesus, man.
G-I,
John, my dad's name. That's funny.
Yeah,
this guy?
Yeah. He passed away not too long ago, but he's one of my favorites. Like,
I think I've seen this before. Yeah, on social media.
He's amazing. Yeah.
I want to check out some of his stuff
He's
right now.
like on YouTube, he just has videos of him. But though his least favorite question, because he always used the same brush pen. People are like, what kind of pen do you use? And every time somebody, when he's drawing, they would ask that, and he would just look at them. He would just
like
turn
crazy?
around, he'd turn around and look at them like this. He'd be like, and just keep drawing.
He's a little introvert.
Oh yeah. He's a little weirdo. But when he was in the army, he lied about being able to draw because when you're in the army, it's all men. Because in Korea, you have to enlist. You know that.
You have to serve as a Korean male. You have to go into the army. It's mandatory.
Yeah, but he didn't tell anyone when he was there that he could draw because he knew that all of them would want him to draw them shit, and so he just lied and kept it to himself.
That is crazy, and that is very Korean of him to do because Koreans be having to lie to be who they are. My mom didn't know I did music till I was like 30 and shit.
That's so funny.
Yo, this shit is crazy. I'm about to show this on the bottom screen right here. It's on medium.com, but
he's amazing.
This is Manny, dude. This is like this, and I don't think he probably even does drugs. You know, maybe he does, but Koreans, I would just assume that he didn't. Like,
I mean, shit, he just kind of would just go. And let it go, but nah,
he's so dope.
He's great.
That is so dope.
Lines, literally just lines. So.
Well, the lines almost seem to blend. It almost looks like AI made this shit with the one with the hair and the buildings inside the hair, like and the shading, and it's only black and white. What we're looking like, there's no color, but it almost looks like there's color to it. Like it's kind of crazy that he penciled that. And you're saying he penciled that or that?
He used ink. So if you go to like on YouTube, he'll just have videos of him just like going from start and he'll just draw an entire wall.
We'll check that out too.
He's amazing. But
check that out,
it's the same type of
I love what I'm looking at.
Vibes, man.
Yeah. Jesus. It looks like AI art. So did you stop doing the art when the comedy was taking off, or how did that go about?
It's just like I think because my brain creatively was just going into like words. It just physical 2D drawing stuff just wasn't coming out the same way. Like my brain was just kind of funneling this way, and then I was like, drawing is now really. It's not that it's difficult because I could do it. It's just it just can't.
No, it's difficult. I mean, are you not introverted? Because most people artists. Okay,
I'm very introverted. Yeah, it's funny because on stage I'm very like loud and rambunctious, but in real life I'm very like here.
Centered.
Yeah. I'm very like I kind of. I'm very quiet at home whenever I'm not. But then, like, obviously, if I'm on stage, I kind of save it and then I put it all out there. So it's funny because, like, even online, like, a lot of people thought I was lying about being autistic.
Are you autistic? Wait, and for my dumb brain in the audience, what does autistic mean? It's like a development disability, right?
It's not the same. I've been doing a lot more research in adulthood, but it's a functionality thing. It's like sensory things. It's a whole bunch. I don't know how to necessarily define
and there's
it.
Different forms of autism, obviously.
Yeah. But it's online. People thought I was lying because my personality on stage is a lot more rambunctious than what they would assume somebody would have to and I was like, no. You don't know. You don't know how my brain works. It's okay. I don't need to convince anybody.
That's Filipino, Maddy May.
Yeah. It's very you know, but I'm very just like there's certain things that I really like, certain things that I really don't like, and I have a very strict routine, and I maneuver the way that I maneuver.
You're particular.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, it's either that or I'm just a Virgo, and maybe I overthink things. But I think because my younger brother is very autistic, so it's the genes there.
What is a Virgo's attributes? They're loyal.
Yeah,
they're pretty loyal. And I know that because I know some Virgos and they have great relationships with them. Like you kind of get stuff on a simple plane, right?
Yeah, we're very maternal. We're very organized in our own ways, because I don't think it's necessarily about being clean, because I'm not the cleanest. Just being 100%. I don't lie. Can't lie. I'm not a very good liar. But we were organized in the ways that we make sense to us.
But you know where everything's at.
Yes.
And they have a place.
Yes.
And if people move your shit, you get hella like, bro, you're making me weird right now.
Yeah, every item in my house has a home. And if you move something out of its home, you're disoriented. You're pulling Israel Palestine on my items, and I don't like that.
I 100% agree with that. Like, so, because my apartment was messy, and when my chick would come over, she would just complain and clean shit, and I would be so grateful that she cleaned, but inside I'd be fuming.
You'd have to compromise.
Because I just know something in the future she moved, like, I actually use that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, can you keep that here?
Yeah.
On like the sofa right here? And
I'm
like,
it's always like you know, whenever you lose scissors or tape, it's always scissors or tape.
Yeah, and you can't, and the energy to find them is just like.
Yeah. I think it's because of like fairies or pixies or something.
Oh yeah, that's that one sock that they always go missing.
They just take shit and they hide it.
They got all my one sock socks that are mismatched.
You gotta leave out some milk and honey for them, so they.
There's gods like that, man.
Little goblins out here. You gotta leave some little shit out to get them to leave you alone. But like, please, just.
So you feel okay? Yeah. Do you know about the Muse?
Wait, what kind of muse? Like
you don't know about the Muse?
Okay, so when you say Muse, I thought
it's like a spiritual entity. How you kind of jokingly call them about the goblins, right? But in a serious sense, like I feel that way toward like the Muse, because like talented people that I see make it, we all kind of share this thing where like you may not know about it, you're gonna feel me when I say about it, like that you work when you work so hard, like hours on end into something where like friends are like, let's go out, you're like, no, and you work on shit so deeply, and you're introvert and you see things so deeply that you get so good at it that it almost like just like there's like a god out there that's just dropping shit in your brain. You're like, I swear I did not just come up with this, but that was dope. Oh. Thank you. And then you're just in it, and you just are getting rewarded because of the time you're spending. So there's this God called a Muse that sees people who put in the time, and that's why so many great people in life with the greatest works of arts, they just said, I didn't even think, it just came to me in the shower. It just literally came and dropped in my brain.
Have you read Rick Rubin's?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
everything about Rick.
It's kind of like the book. Where
Absolutely,
he was talking about the collective conscious. It was just time for that thing.
Same thing
to come.
Yes.
And then also at the same time, it's like when you go into flow state, especially when you're in the shower, driving, all those things like that.
Flow state.
It's flow state, and then your brain, you allow yourself. You're opening yourself for things to come in. So that's honestly how jokes come.
In your flow state. Yeah. What's your best flow state, if you don't mind me?
I mean, shit, it just depends. I mean, I like to, if I'm driving, I'll record myself talking after I've been driving for a little bit, or shower, I'll think things, obviously, because I think it's just that manual things that are happening. But sometimes if I'm just like stimming, like I'll play Tetris. I'm really good at Tetris. I'll play Tetris when I'm thinking of, and I'll talk things out while I'm playing it. Because actually, psychologically, if you're playing Tetris, people with PTSD should play it because it helps them compartmentalize.
Really?
And so I played it for 2 years straight, and I just like worked through things. I'm just like, if you're thinking about or having a flashback, just play Tetris.
I can see that.
Yeah, but
it's like an amazing crossword puzzle coming to life, right? Yeah. And crossword puzzles fight off dementia.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. People that do crossword puzzles have a less chance of, because they're just working their brain. Because if you don't, you'll just stress.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. But sometimes I'll just automatically just start playing, and then I'll think of and work through jokes as I'm playing.
Smart.
Which is the
ADD. Yeah. But no, that makes a lot of sense. Though.
Yeah. I have an absurdly high Tetris
I keep the TV on while nature shows are going, or football,
nice.
and then stuff like that. Yeah. And then just stuff will come.
I put on dog TV for my dog.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she just watching, like she watches it.
The dog music, you mean?
No, dog TV.
So dogs are just playing?
No, the dog TV is like, it's like, it'd be like a pile of seeds. And it'll be like just birds and squirrels just coming.
That's amazing.
And she'll just sit there and she'll just like watch it. And I'm like, yo, like, you really like this?
He's really into it. Yo, what is the psychology behind that?
I don't know, but it's funny too, because I remember I put it on whenever she was a puppy for like any like it's good for separation anxiety. But every time we would go outside when she was a puppy, she would see a bird and not really want to go near it, but look at it. Like, I think she thought it was like a celebrity. I think she thought the bird was like famous or something, and she's like, "Ooh, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to go over there." Like,
hey, that camera effect does work though, right? Like, because do people like act hella weird to you or creeps you out because they seen your clips or they seen you on the gram? And it's just like, bro, you're acting kind of like weird.
Dude, actually, this happened pretty recently. I'm not at this job that I was at anymore, so I feel like I can talk about it now. But my last week, I remember there was a guy who was checking out and his card kept declining. And in front of, and I was just like, I mean, like, it's cool, like, you know, if you know, get cash or whatever.
But he got it there. Yeah,
but then that wasn't a problem. It happens, and I was like, oh yeah, well, why don't we just
transfer from your cash app? We'll wait.
Made it work, whatever. Yeah. And I posted a clip from a podcast that I did from the past podcast. Shout out to the homies. I remember it was an anime podcast, and I was talking about wanting to make people's noses bust, like when I go to Japan. And he responded to my story. And I didn't even know that this guy knew who I was. Responded to my story and was like, my nose almost busted when my card kept declining in front of you earlier. And I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't like that.
It's weird because you see the numbers on the gram, but when it interprets it to right in your face, it's like,
yeah, but he didn't say anything. If he had been like, oh, you know, oh, are you like, I'd rather that
you would rather have him say something.
Yeah, because then I don't know that you know things that I don't know. It's just like
and it's creepy on the comment back end, right?
Yeah, because
so take note, guys. Like, say it right there in line. Don't wait because it's weird. You're making her feel weird.
Yeah, you're really uncomfortable because it's like, I don't like that. Just say it. Just tell the truth. Like, don't lie.
Well, girls, it is like 3 times the uncomfortability when y'all blow up because it's like that factor. Like, guys don't have to deal with that. And if we do, we're like, yes, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, yeah, we got some. Like, before, girl, they're already getting that before they blew up. So it's just
it's very I definitely feel like, I mean, because the internet also can be very mean. It can be really mean.
Twitter,
dude, Twitter ate me the fuck.
Twitter roast the shit out of you.
Oh, you saw it. They were.
No, I didn't check out your Twitter yet.
Dog,
but
Twitter,
you can explain.
Twitter was on because I wasn't even gonna post the clip on Twitter. It's the same clip that went viral, the autism one
on Instagram, right? Yeah. Okay.
And that went viral. Somebody else posted it on Twitter, and I was not going to post it on Twitter because I know how Twitter works. I wasn't going to post it, and so I was like, cool. But then someone else did, so I was like, well, fuck. Now I guess I have to. And I literally quoted it. Well, I guess I'm gonna post this now. And then that shit blew up even further, and everyone was like, this isn't funny. I watched this on mute.
Wow. Only the negative people come out on Twitter, though.
Dude, and I mean, I just started thinking, I was talking to my friend about this. We're like, man, think of the last time you left a negative comment on anyone's anything.
It's Twitter. For me,
for you,
well, it's always sports shit, but it's not. I'm not like hella negative. I'm just like, yo, he could have done better. He could have, you know. I'm usually kind of the but still out. If I get negative, it's about sports. But
okay, but like just like bullying. So I can't. If I bully somebody, it's to their face, and it's over some stupid shit that they did. It's never like, and I don't even consider that bullying. I just think it's just like you just shoot the shit.
It's not a great look though. But
I definitely was just like, okay, but I mean, I didn't respond to anything on anything.
That's just good. Which is good
because if someone said something crazy, there would be somebody that came not too far afterwards that would defend me in some way. That's awesome. And so I just let them handle it.
So, but you were watching though, right?
I saw. So thank you guys for standing up for me. I really appreciate it.
That'll be here in the screen when I put it up on the clips.
I would definitely. My mom, she goes, I don't know how you're not responding to these things. I was like, no, I'm just not gonna.
You can't. That's too much bandwidth.
Well, when it first went viral, the first 3 days, I was so depressed.
Over the comments?
I didn't know I wasn't supposed to read them, and I was just reading everything.
You're not supposed to read them. Yeah,
and after a while, it just starts to fucking, and then for 3 days, and then after that, I was like, man, fuck this. And then I just was like, and I just have cared less and less and less.
Yeah.
So now I just don't read anything.
I don't think you should.
Yeah, unless like it'll be something at the top, or like there's certain DMs that people are like, you know, thank you, this is inspiring, da 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 da, like things like that. Like I really appreciate it.
And psychologically, what they do is that they go, because this is like, I know it's probably not a study or a poll, but like if the engagement is high, they will just diss the shit out of you, bro. Yeah. And it's just like, I mean, me being a Korean, like, I kind of grew up very innocent, you know, and just got like thrown in the bear. I'm like, well, people just talk shit for like no reason at all, but it's just because, you know, you're popping. And if you were less engagey, then they would be more supportive. Yeah. But you are not supposed to read the comments.
You're not supposed to read good or bad.
No, because like bad. It hypes you up, the good, and then the other one just, and then it kind of makes you think of that high school shit. Like, damn, maybe it's like that's not a good place to be.
Well, it influences you too, because it's like at the end of the day, it's like, no, I'm just gonna just keep doing me. Everything that I've done so far has been off of intuition. Yeah, everything. I mean, the joke that went viral was the first joke I ever wrote. I wrote it like, it was the first joke I ever wrote. It's just that was just its most developed version. Because
it goes through eras and versions. If you're a comic, the first draft is, you know.
And so I mean, but that was like the first time I ever did like a real mic. It was basically about like autistic bad bitches. This is what I talked about. It was just this is like, listen,
it's a funny clip. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go on our Instagram. Did it blow up on TikTok or Instagram first?
The first time I posted it blew up on TikTok. So the first version of it is still on there from like 12 June 2023. And it's basically the oldest version, and there's no laughs. The clip was just me figuring it out. I was still a little uncomfortable on stage, but like the oldest version is on there still. And well, actually the original, there's a whole thing about like, you know, like, what do I do if Drake wants to fly me out? I'm just gonna be awkward as shit. And I do this whole thing there. That was the first version. And then, but the whole through line was, no matter what, I'm finna go pick up some rocks outside. Because this is always what I've done. I've literally left clubs to go out front and talk to bouncers and pick up rocks.
I see that clip, yo. So that's real life. Okay.
I literally, there was this one time, it was my friend's birthday, and the only time I ever go to a club or anything like that is for a bad bitch's birthday. It's the only time I ever go, because I love my friends dearly, and I'll halfway through I'm like, I'm gonna go get some air, and I'll go outside and I'll just like be looking at the ground trying to find ones, and then I'll go up and hold it and talk to the bouncers and be like, ooh, what y'all think about aliens?
What's I'm laughing because it just, when you did the clip on the ground, it just sounded so relevant, and but it just like, I can picture that, you know what I mean? Because you do meet like girls at the club, and some are bad and have no personality, and there's just always ones that's just like crazy funny, and you're like, where did you come from? And you're like you could tell like she's like the act in the group, and it's just funny because you can kind of see that but you know what, that clip made you really likable, bro, because it's like for a lot of, because a lot of the interviews like the hot tour girl and all that, but you were like talking about like kind of being boyish and just having rocks in your pocket while like they're talking to you.
Like,
you got rocks.
Just leave me alone. Like, leave me alone. I just want to be left alone.
I'm just here. I don't go here. I'm just here. And like,
well, it's literally, I just be at the comedy clubs. I just be at the Comedy Store. I go to the back and I play Crash Bandicoot.
What's that? They have that at the Comedy Store?
Yeah, it's like, and there's a Switch, a Nintendo Switch, and I play Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, they have the Switch at the store?
It's like the little store. They have
like a lone Switch or something.
There's like a little Switch back there. I'll be playing. A little lone Switch. Yeah, I'll do that. Or I'll just kind of like, I'll just be meandering, and I just pull up Dolo. I'll just look, and I'm like, hey, and I walk in there, and I will spend my Friday and Saturday nights just at the Comedy Store.
How does that work, if you don't mind me asking, like for a young comic like me? Do you just go to the store and just show up, or do you have to kind of be networked in like you, or and what are the days to go? Like,
I mean, it just takes time, because like you when you first get there, you obviously can't really, you don't know that you're allowed to go watch shows as a comic. You don't know that you can, like, because they let comics, if you're a comic, you can go and you can watch the show
for free.
Yeah, but unless it's like they're like, no comics. This is
it's crazy Dave Chappelle night. Yeah, which you understand. They gotta make their money.
Yeah, there are certain nights where it's like, hey, bro, no, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go over there.
But you still came and showed up, and the bodyguards that they see that they do see that.
You just because all the door guys are also comics. You know, a lot of the people there just love comedy. So it's like if you're hanging out and you're just showing up and you know and just being like fun but when I say be fun I mean like be yourself, but like you just kind of like you're hanging out, but at the same time you're also like, I hate to use the term networking because I don't think of it like that.
It's a great term.
I don't like to think of it like that.
A little cliche though, I thought, yeah.
Not even cliche. I just don't like to use the term in that way because it doesn't. It feels disingenuous. But I mean, I just go there and I genuinely just like, I just really love comedy. So,
I see what you're saying because networking is like the facade of doing it, but what you're doing is being part of the culture and the community.
Yeah.
And not even on that deep level, but that's just what it is. Like for you, it might be networking, but for me, like I like being here, and that's a whole different mind state. Like one's just playing baseball, but one's being like romantic about baseball and knowing all the little angles and talking about it all day.
You gotta figure comedy out, you know. So you gotta find the clitoris of comedy. You gotta like fucking
G-spot of comedy.
Yeah, you gotta get it wet first. What's the Nicki Minaj? You gotta get it wet first. Holiday, like you just gotta. I don't know. I just think of it in that way because I just love the lore behind the store. I love the history of it. Every time I'm there, like if I see like Don Barris or Eleanor Kerrigan, I'm gonna ask them questions about what it was like. You know, what was it like? Ooh, tell me about this. Tell me this. Tell me a Mitzi story. Tell me. I just love learning so much because it just makes me really happy. And I just like to learn about it. It's really cool. And so, I mean, and it's funny too, cause like, you know, I go there and there's not a lot of, I think there are women that look like me in comedy, but I think for someone like me to just spend my Friday and Saturday nights when it's like the internet's like make it OnlyFans, show us some titties. It's very funny to me that it's like I don't do it. I'm nowhere near that. I don't go anywhere but here. So, yeah. Do
you know about In Living Color and then all that? All right, so do you know about the story? Because I watch the Joe Rogan podcast a lot, but I think Tony Hinchcliffe was talking about how Jim Carrey got the fire marshal bill thing from the story. You know about that story? Yeah, it's such a dope story, dude.
It's so cool. It's just
like the stories like that gotta be like, whoa, like I'm here and that's here. And
yeah, I just like because it's cool because one day you're like maybe I'll be a part of this lore and this history, and you know you sort of come up in this way. You're like, okay, you know I remember this legendary night. I remember this legendary. Like this past Netflix is a joke felt like what they talked about back in the day, like the way the nights and the liveliness and everybody, it's just every night something was happening. It just felt like
the festival they had in LA recently, right? Netflix is a joke, right? For you guys that don't know, it was a huge festival. They brought a lot of comics from everywhere.
Yeah. I highly recommend going. I think it's every 2 years, so not next year.
Every 2 years? Why can't it be every year?
I think I liked every 2 years though. It gives people a chance to like
breathe and kind of
dude. It was 2 weeks.
It's intense,
bro.
If you didn't see her face, bro. I think it.
When I watch, but you know what I'm saying? I love comedy. I love comedy. But like, if I can only sit there for an hour and laugh.
Thank you. No, because like I can't sit there for 10 hours like some crazy concert like rock, you know.
Yeah, like the festival. Like, I think it's great, and I can come in and out. I can do this, sit out, go move around, this and this and this. And if you really love comedy, I think Amy Poehler was talking about how like if you really love it, you'll be like, that's funny. Like you're not like exclaiming like laughter unless it's but it's you'd be like, funny. Like it's
the comic laugh right there, the neck nod.
It's the you keep it more in because you have to do it in doses. So 2 weeks.
It's a lot.
It was so fucking much. Everybody was exhausted. I remember as soon as the festival was done too, the store the day after it was over was the most empty. It was so funny. I just remember pulling up to it. I'm just like, whenever the movie theater's empty and you just run around.
Was that it? Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, I can just run around.
This is the day after that, didn't you say?
Yeah, like it was just fucking like it's just there's maybe a couple scragglers, but it's just like, yo, like I love this. I love when the store's empty.
Which shows your dedication because you went right after the festival was done, which probably means some people took a break, but you still committed. Why do you love comedy so much, and what do you love about it? Because what I love about it is like I came from the music world and I got sick of throwing events because artists just act very unappreciative, and if you don't have more than 5 people there, it's a really bad event. But 5 people at a comedy show is still a successful show as long as they're all laughing. What I loved about it was just the audible factor, because like every club doom, and it's just way over mixed. They don't know how to mix. You don't know how to level. The speakers are gonna blow out in 4 years. But comedy, we're just talking, and I'm just like, oh god, this sounds nice. Like I'm like an adult now. Like we're just having a conversation, and I can interact.
Well, even if it's 5 people in the audience, you can still like connect, and you find you work it out. But,
I love that.
Why? I mean, comedy is really hard, and I think I like that. I like it because I mean, I've always been somebody who could figure shit out very quickly. I could always kind of I'm a tinkerer, if you will, like tinker.
Which is important in comedy.
Yeah, and you have to tinker the fucking jokes all the time. But it's like I think it just. Whenever I had started, I had a lot of like crazy life stuff going on. Like I lost somebody that I loved very much, and I remember when I started, I was like, "Yo, like comedy is harder than what I'm going through. So let me just like dive right into that." And so I just was like, I just enjoyed the challenge because it allowed me to sort of like the same way I'm using Tetris to work through shit. I can use comedy to work through shit, but not in a way that's like therapeutic, because it's if you go one way with comedy, it can be very bad for your mental illness. It can be very, very, very detrimental. But I think if you just choose, okay, no, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. And still take moments of reflection, because that's the other thing that people don't talk about is they'll just keep going and never reflect.
Have to reflect.
You have to reflect.
Weed's good for that, but... Okay, I'm just saying, but when you take that bong rip and then you're like, well, maybe I was an asshole. Or,
something with a lot of mercy, and it's like an indica dominant hybrid, higher terpene, something that tastes really nice.
Ex butt tender here?
Yes.
I feel like I was getting sold on some sativa here.
No, I do love it. That's in the conversation. But no, it's if you reflect, and then you also take the moments of okay, I'm feeling tired, let me take a day. Not being like, ooh, I'm tired, I'm still gonna force myself, I have to keep going. It's like, no, you just pay attention to your body, and then you keep it. That's
really important. Right. Yo, because I'm old. I came from that Jay-Z era where it's like, you gotta be a hustler, Rick Ross, and it's like, that's just a lie. Like, I've done that 7 days. You're gonna get burnt the fuck out. Like, you gotta take a day off, spend time with your friends. Don't be your comedic self. Don't be your music. Like, just be you. Charge up. Go. Then go back. Like, I really feel like me time, mental health. I love this generation because
we're about. Like,
they're about that.
Yeah. You have to actually take care of yourself. I don't fucking die yet. Like
the older generation, like just tough it out. But y'all have problems. Y'all cry alone and drink and have issues.
Yeah, like nobody wants to be like that. Sorry.
This generation is really good at talking about mental health.
Yeah, well, it's like because it's like I admire, and there's something too about the romanticization of tragedy and mental illness. I think that we have in this, just in general, because it's just so. And that's even in the Rick Rubin book. He was talking about how artists just feel things so much deeper. You just feel things so, and I think comedians feel things so incredibly deep. But I think there's a lot of insecurities within comedy, because it's like, oh, I can't feel this way because this and this and this or whatever. But the reality is like, no, like. You can feel these things, and you can do the appropriate things to take care of yourself. You don't have to be fucking. You can be sad. Like I think there's an innate sadness in every comedian, but it doesn't mean you can't nurture that, and you can't pay attention. It's not hack.
I love that perspective. Musicians have that too. They interpret your emotions, but I feel like comedians give you perspective on your emotion. And without that, we are our last form of media. Maybe the first form of media ever created, and maybe the last, because it's like
media. How like
the way we interpret situations and things. It doesn't have to even be like a current event to be media. It could just be like you talking about your love life, and the way you interpret that's media to me. Like, oh shit, I never even thought about my girl being crazy like that. Like you have a crazy. I feel better. I thought I was the only one that dated. I got played on. Like, oh, you got played on too. It's great.
Well, I think that's just good art. Like, if all good art, like, there are certain, like, albums that, like, will hit in ways that you're like, because they just connect because of authenticity, because it's just true, authentic emotion and, like, what you're feeling. Right. I think that's why even when we talk about, like, early Drake, him singing and these things, it was men were like, oh my God, I can feel that.
Yeah, I felt some of the stuff he said, and Drake. Yeah. You could tell Drake really hung around women the way he talked about them in his lyrics, like sweatpants. Like that's a real. These rappers be sound kind of fit. Like, yo, she's just on my dick, dog. Like, bro, whatever.
Well, it's just, I mean, that's another conversation around hypermasculinity in the black community, but that's another conversation for
more deep.
Yeah, I mean,
you need your own podcast, bro. Another conversation. but early, I'm really serious about that. But early Drake though, like yeah, that's a great.
Well, any artist, so it's comparable even when you listen to, like, I remember when Control by SZA came out. That album, just fucking, you're 9 to 5, I'm the Weeknd, singing about being the other woman, but the pain within that, it's just like, bitch, fuck. And
SZA slept on.
And no, she's not slept on.
I feel like she should be bigger than what it is.
She's you. What do you mean?
She is, but I don't feel like she's talked about like Drake is or Nicki or.
No, they've been around longer. Like, SZA's been around for a long time, but I feel like she's just doing her little thing, but she also takes her time, which I appreciate.
For sure.
She takes her time.
Real artist.
Real artist shit. I mean, it's just there's a bunch of, like, you know, I think real art is coming back, and like love is coming back.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I feel like we're entering an era where I feel like true art, passion, and love and emotion are coming back. Because I think people were so, especially after COVID, everyone was like, how do we socially, how do we, you know, this and this is the label for this is the label for that. And people are realizing now, like, I'm just kind of... and I think we're coming back to that.
I completely agree. And coming from an older perspective, I just felt like these subcategories are more enthralled by their fan bases. Now there are a fan base just for that R&B or for that or for just trap stuff. Like, but there's more diverse groups and they're more just backed up, which I like.
There's never been a more creative time than now,
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it's amazing.
Yeah, we have access to absolutely everything. It's pretty
old heads complain, but I just tell them, like, bro, you're tripping. Like, there are J. Cole's and Kendrick, like, talking about it. There's plenty of that. We talking about it. If you want to talk about YG, that's on you. But
dude,
like,
you can fucking, if you like the Kendrick and all that type of stuff, listen to West Side Gun. Listen to fucking Griselda. Listen to, like, if you want to listen, or like Earl Sweatshirt. If you want to listen to, like, shit where people are really saying shit, it's out there.
Say those names again, man. I mean, for real, but that's what I'm on. That's a hype. Like, it is.
Mavi. If you ever listen to Mavi, bro, come on. Like literally, there's so many artists that are giving the things that the old heads want to hear.
Currency. I thought old heads should check out Currency. They didn't know about Currency. I'm like,
Currency's old now.
I know,
so
but
now
that's what I'm talking about. I'm old, but like,
but like, it's all there, and it's all constantly circulating. You just have to find it. That's the thing, is people don't. It's kind of like when you go thrifting. There's certain people that are really good at thrifting.
Oh yeah.
And there's certain people that are really fucking bad at thrifting.
Yeah.
Like, this is pretty good. They just want shit. That's why the people that are bad at thrifting go to vintage stores, because it's already picked for them.
Interesting.
I think, and this is the real conversation, that I think it's about taste and tastemakers. That's really what it's about.
Taste? Okay, you gotta explain it, because this is a Poshmark commercial, I think, right? Like, but no, break that down.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, so you can be creative and make things and all you want, and have the commercial things that are important. But I think the most important thing as an artist, especially nowadays, because we have so much access to things, is having taste. Because you can't teach taste. You just
have it or you don't.
There, you attain it over time.
And you can refine it by your peers and stuff like that. But
and we move through different eras, and I think even like what you listened to when you were 13 versus what you listen to now are completely different. But you also might go back to what you listened to when you were 13.
Oh yeah, you want to feel that youngness again. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm just saying, no, I'm not trying to be crazy. I'm just saying, like, for me, no, like, I just want to remember what it was like at that time again. You know?
You were like, yeah, you want to feel that? No. Like, what?
Nah, bro. I meant like if you an older head, you just trying to take yourself back to that time and reminisce.
What was it? What did Ludacris say? He goes, when I was 13, I had my first love. Like, all right,
oh yeah, I don't want to do all that. Yeah, that's a little creepy. You're right. But
don't need no Starbucks. Remember that? It was Justin Bieber.
No, what song was that?
It was a Baby with Justin Bieber.
This might be a clip. Right?
Yeah, okay. Luda. He was when I was 13. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's like Wet Dreams by J. Cole. Like, shut up.
Oh yeah, that was an awkward, cringe song to listen through, yo. Bro. Yo, I know, grateful J. Cole, you're very hip hop, but you're talking about the whole boner, and it's just like, bro. I mean, we all had that moment. I don't want you to relive. I'm sorry, that's just me, bro. Like, I mean, I didn't want you to relive that. That was kind of cringe.
It was also, but it was the music video was like the puppies, and we were like, and I just remember too, like that for me. I was like, okay, all right, let's go see what the. I'm gonna go listen to If You're Reading This. Okay, same era. That was high school.
I can see why you're a comic. That was a good call. That's a bit. The J. Cole.
Dude, I remember I had a friend that she used to say, she goes, bro, J. Cole's so corny to me. I'm like, why? She goes, he's the type to meet a girl 2 weeks ago and make a song called 2 Weeks.
That's a meme. I think that's something on a meme.
I didn't go. My friend said that, but I thought that was very funny. I think it's so true.
It's pretty good.
It was like, okay.
I still love you, J. Cole, but still, it's a little cringe.
Yeah, J. Cole the type to stub his toe and make a song called Owie.
Wait, what? I gotta remember the 50-25. Okay, that was good. Yo, Owie though.
Yeah, Owie freestyle.
If anyone out there can make an AI J. Cole song called Owie, that'd be great.
Have him stubbing his toe.
That'd be great.
I was walking down the street. I need to get something to eat. I stubbed my toe and I said, Owie.
You know I got the studio downstairs, right? So we could like. We could have you make the lyrics, run it through AI.
Do a chat GPT.
Chat GPT it. Yo, this girl lowered her voice. Wait, so things I want to talk to you about. Yo, Matt, you are blowing up right now, and I don't know. Like, we talked about this off air before we went on air, like because I love seeing that, and it's never gonna get old for me. And I'm very happy to see what you're going through. Envious too. Like I would love that to be. Obviously, all of us comedians, right, to be there at a place one day where you're gaining traction because, you know, all this work we're putting in. But when you see someone very well deserving, it's exciting. I've seen a lot of music take off here in the Bay. A lot of artists that were nothing turn into something very exciting. Comedians are now, I'm seeing that. I don't even think you're aware that it's happening because you see the interaction, you see the traction, and the clip's gone viral. And what I see in your future is I feel like all the other people are about to notice you. Maddy May, you do have a marketable look. And it's going to be a tough navigating that. I know it sucks to hear that, yeah.
It's not what it is.
It is what it is, you know. But, like, you're bringing it. You're bringing a talent. So, and we're in this Instagram. It's like this timing for you. Come on, it's amazing.
It's kind of crazy. It's crazy how Instagram and just social media. Because I feel like a lot of comedians have a very difficult time when it comes to social media. Because especially like comedians that have been doing it for a really long time, and they have to make that transition because it's not what they're used to. Because the thing is, the way like comedy. And I think why Kill Tony's so great now, and I think it all alludes and relates to each other. Because back in the day, you would spend, you know, months or whatever developing a joke, and you finally got that joke, then eventually you would do the taping, and then that would be your way of showcasing that joke, and then that would be your way of putting it out there. But then as social media came, I think it was Andrew Schultz that really capitalized, the first one to really capitalize off of the clip culture, I guess, if you want to call it that. Right. But like now it makes it difficult because it's like, ooh, I feel like I need to get a clip out there. I feel like I need to get this content out there because that's how I'm going to drive up my audience, or that's how I'm going to drive these views, whatever the fuck up. And I personally don't operate like that. I really take a lot of time between posting clips. And I make sure I don't put anything out unless I don't put things out just to put them out. I don't like that methodology when it comes to social media, because I feel like then you're just putting out a fuck ton of stuff and you're just flooding it and not putting out quality things. It doesn't mean that people are not putting out quality jokes by putting out a mass amount. I just mean that I spend more time focusing on the craft than I do thinking about, ooh, this is going to be a great clip. And I think it's just like that. I think honestly, like, might be a part of the reason why I think things are going well. Because I'm just like, no. I care so much about, like we said, I've said it so many times, I care that I direct comedy. But I think like so many people are doing crowd work because it's throwaway. It's like, okay, I can put this out there because it's a throwaway clip. But there's also people that do crowd work very, very well and have capitalized on it. And I think that that's amazing. And that's not comedy. It's not comedy at all. I think it's totally valid comedy. But I think, like, if you're someone, because I'm more of a joke writer, storyteller type. than I am. I don't really do crowd work. I'll do a little bit of interaction. I connect and I'll talk, but I'm not using that to build stuff instead of having written material.
Right.
And I think I spend so much time writing that it's like, you know, that. But I think when it comes to social media, I'll wait till I have something that I'm like, okay, I've developed this enough. I don't want to throw this away. Or I don't mind putting this out there because I've spent enough time on this joke. Now I can put that out there and let it live in the ether and go be over there. The one that went viral was, like I said, the first joke I ever wrote. So it was the one I spent the most time really trying to figure out what these beats are, what I'm saying, and things like that. And I think the authenticity energetically might have just been the thing that took it there, and I guess relatability. But I don't post that often,
you
really.
Don't.
I keep it...
Unless you're deleting stuff, which I didn't see. I came on, you know, when the viralness happened, but I mean...
I've archived a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I mean, all the things, and that's actually, I can't wait to get to the point where I can finally archive that joke when I've got
Really?
it. Yeah.
Are you not using it no more? Because
I think I might do it today at the
you
show
have
today,
to, because, and this is like a point that I brought up. We don't care. Like if it's something that got you and we seen it, we want to have
like
that moment.
It's like a song.
It's exact. You gotta play that hit, bro, because that's what we
hits.
kind of came for.
Yeah,
like we want the hit.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like a Gucci now. It's not an old joke. It's just got Gucci vibe.
Yeah, you just kind of have to put a little. It's like when Kendrick did Not Like Us 6 times at the pop out. You're just like, we want to hear it. But it's similar. But I think with social media, I think it's important to be able to just create something that grabs people immediately, because people's attention spans are so short. And I think that's why, like I said earlier, Kill Tony has become such a popular thing, because it's 1 minute clips, and then you can also take pieces of the interview and things like that, and then that blows you up from there.
Such a great show for comedians and the platform.
Dude, it's
like so double beneficial.
Yeah, it's
right?
it's like the new late night. There's so many comics I know that are like, dude, it's almost like late night now.
It's almost like getting recognized on Carson or Letterman, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's one of those platforms that double benefit. Kill Tony needs the content from those comedians to make that show hot. Same thing with the you get so much, like, even if you don't blow up, I've seen people go on Kill Tony, come back to their hometown, and be in the circuit harder because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just, you just have to align yourself with it. But also too, it's like if you're trying too hard, then I feel like nothing ever works out if you're forcing something. You just kind of have to just like, okay, this is, you know, and it's always the stuff that you just put out that you're like, I don't expect anything. I have zero expectations. And then those are the things that just do the best. So.
I'm not trying to rag on any comedians because I feel you. No, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just saying, like, you do see that. Like, you see comedians putting out clips as if it's a lottery system. And it's like, you could be really trashing your following because now it's like, well, he's just putting out clips. I seen him put out clips of whatever. I'm not going to watch that next clip. But like you said, and I agree that way. I waited a whole year before I decided I'm going to put out. I'm not going to put out clips before a year because it's like, I don't know where the fuck my materials are. I want my children to be like solid, and then
but also if you wait too long, then you're like also not. It's like a weird balance between the two, because I mean the lottery system.
Like calling out a chick, Jesus, you can't wait too long.
It's a weird. It's just
in the pocket. Yeah,
intuition, man. It's all intuition.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, even the lottery thing though too. I do know people that has worked for them. So it's like, it's really, you don't know. It's just kind of like, you just got to do what works for you. Yeah.
And crowd work, we're not dissing crowd work because,
dude,
I honestly think you're pretty good at crowd work. I think you're gonna get really fucking good at it.
I mean, I like roasting.
You do this little bit. I mean, bro, I've had very dry R&B artists on here. Like, you have personality, so those are the ones that fare better with. Like, I just don't think you're that comfortable maybe on stage to do it yet. Maybe fourth, fifth year, and you're gonna be like a beast, bro. Like just clowning. You don't see that?
No, I think so.
Because writers have that, but we want to get the skill out. We want to prove like, bitch, we can write. You know, and once we get that out, then it's like,
I mean, I do a little bit.
Yeah, you did a little bit on the ones that went viral. You did a little bit. You were talking.
I do a little here and there, but it's I'm just that I think just comes. I think it's just the comfortability, because the way I am on stage now versus how I was 3 months ago. Is completely different. It's just I've just gotten, and I think that happened to do. I was talking about this with my friend when it comes to like virality and getting that online, and I've only been doing this. I'll be 2 in August. Like I said, I'll be 2 years in August, which is fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
This is crazy, and I'm
dope. Very dope.
But it's
very
nuts.
dope.
It's nuts. It's unheard of. There's no way in history until up now in history that I feel like comedians could do something like that.
Social media, baby.
It's fucking social media.
It's the greatest time.
But what it does though is it forces you to rise to the occasion, and it makes you work harder. So it's like, all right, okay, I gotta just go.
Let's talk about that. There is pressure. I mean, she got to come through.
Yeah.
Like, she got to write now. Like, oh shit, people are taking me on the road. Like, I actually have to have and write, and like maybe like I gotta get paid for this shit. So, like, it's a little difficult to write when you know maybe you need a new 10 minutes and you got to go on the road.
Well, that's why like I operate with I like to call it a healthy level of delusion, where I'm just like, I'm not thinking about any of those things in that way. I'm just purely just like, my mom likes to call herself my momager, and she's not, but she likes to say that. But she always is like, oh, you need to do this, and I'm like, Mom, I can't do this right now. I cannot do this right now. I love you, but I cannot do this right now.
You need a team for that.
Because if I operate like that and I put my brain there, I get paralysis. And I procrastinate, and I just can't do anything. And so I just have to be like, okay, and it has to come from a place of truth. And then which
makes you genuine.
Yeah, and then that's the flow state where the joke, the ideas come. Like, and you're like, okay, like this is that and that, or just conversations with people, friends. I'll be like, oh, that's that there, and I'll write it down. If I go through my phone, I write the word joke and then parentheses, and then a premise, and I can just. I have so many in there that
I got what you're saying, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, and I just collect, and then when things start to come, like, okay, there, and I can put that there, and I can piece that there, and I can put that there, and then it all kind of like will just find itself webbing out.
How did the whole Kam Patterson thing come about? I mean, did he reach out to you? Did you guys already previously know each other? Was it the viralness? Was there a history there?
No, so I met him at the Comedy Store. I met him at the Comedy Store.
Before on Kill Tony, he was blowing up, or
no? It was after Kill Tony.
Okay.
Well, actually, so originally I had written my little autism joke with the
rocks,
thing.
and I thought, okay,
yeah, but that was before we knew each other. What happened was I posted that clip a month before the Kill Tony thing came out. And so online, everybody was like, oh, she's still, no. It truly was just purely just, we both just happened to like rocks.
Wild.
It's just hilarious.
Wild.
No, but that's my dog. But we basically, like, I had posted that clip, and then a month later, his clip went viral, and everybody was sending it to me. They're like, oh my God, rocks. I'm like, hey, rocks. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I, basically probably like maybe like a couple months later, he was at the Comedy Store, and I didn't know, like, I just was there, and I seen him, and I think I was in the belly room, and I had met him right before he went on stage. He went on stage, crushed. It was my first time seeing him live. He was so good. And I remember we were all sitting on the back patio, and I'm coming back there, and his dad was there. He goes, he's like, oh, here, sit right here. Come sit next to my son, because, you know, I'm a pretty girl. So it was like, sit next to my son. And it was funny because we were sitting there talking. I was like, so you like rocks? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, me too. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I was just like, I got some in my bag. You want to see them?
Oh, what?
I kept a bag in my bag as we speak, but I always keep them on me. I have like a little.
You got one right now?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Let's break one out.
I have like a little. Here, you can look there. Some of them.
Can I have one? Can I have a rock?
Sure.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it right here, man. The Maddy May rock, man.
Yeah, you can have a rock. I have like a little sack that I keep in my bag. And
look at that! She got this.
I do, and I just have.
Are you selling these at the show tonight? You should go grab some extra rocks, man.
That's his
and
thing.
Sign them.
That's his tier.
But you're kind of like on his label. This is some nice. Wow.
Yeah, some of these.
That's a really nice rock.
These ones you can't have. These ones I bought.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah. I want the little dirty ones from the ground.
You can have. Here, you take. I like this.
Any rock, I don't care.
Here, you take the big one. I need more room in my sack, anyways. This
girl gonna be famous, and I get one of her rocks, man. This is so dope. Thank you.
But we basically, from there.
There's an energy to this rock.
I basically like. I had him, and then we were like showing them, and his dad was like, "You like rocks too?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna get something for you from the car." And his dad comes back, and it was a hat that said "I like rocks," and I was like, "Thank you." And so then after that,
that was his merch.
Yeah. And I was like, "Thank you, that's very kind." And then he came back to LA, and he's like, "Hey, look, want to come do a spot on my show?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I did it, and I did well, and he was like, "Oh, like you're funny. Like,
you're actually funny.
Like, you're actually funny. You're funny." And
you're like you used to get that, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh,
no.
good.
Well,
Okay.
people, they see me and they don't expect. The women aren't funny thing is just fucking is so annoying. But
they're getting funny, man.
The women, we're getting funny. But that happened, and then after that, basically during the festival, he was there, and then he asked me to open for him at his show there. I fucking bombed. I bombed so hard.
Were you doing new material or something?
No,
or?
I did the tried and true, and I think I just wasn't. I was too in the repetitiveness, but he still. It was,
Yo, that's cockiness and repetitiveness can kill your set.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
but
I know it's true.
It's wild.
Yeah, and so then I did that, and then after that, basically. He had hit me after the festival. Like, we hung out like the whole festival. Like, it was like, yeah, like gang. And so then after that, he hit me. Hey, you want to come do San Francisco? And I was like, sure. And then now it was like, hey, if you want to come on tour, like honestly, like if you pull up the dates you want to pull up, I'm like, all right, bet, I'll do July. And so now, yeah, I'm on the road.
That is wild. Is this your first tour?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it exciting?
It's so exciting. I'm just happy to get out of LA and go.
That's so nostalgic.
Dude.
For me, entering the different city out of the hotel, out of the airport, like, whoa, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you gotta have some merch. Why don't you have it? You gotta have merch.
I think I'm at the point now where I'm realizing, okay, I think it's time to like start doing those things.
People want to support you, man.
Yeah. I think I've just been operating off of this, and I'm like, okay, now I think it's time I start making merch
and just girl comedians are on a tear right now. Do you know about Natalie Cuomo or Tatiana Frank NYC?
I think so.
Man, I want to throw a show with all you guys and put you, because like I'm gonna just show you these real quick, but like they're really, and I hope you connect with them and do some shit on some like girl part, because it's like all you guys are blowing up, all you guys are actually funny. And I would love to see you do like skits together and stuff. This is Tatiana Frank. I want to book her one day. She's out there in New York, but she's funny, bro. She's funny, dude. Like, she's actually funny, and she tries to dress down because she's cute, you know. She's like,
yeah, but that's what you have.
Bro, that's what you gotta do, bro. Like, I see the way you do. You know what I mean?
I've seen her before. Yeah. No, you do. You have, and it's not because, and it's because the reality is this. It's not because of the. It's because people don't listen. If you have a fat fucking rack of titties in their face, they're not thinking about what you're saying, because men psychologically will look at titties.
I need those.
On you?
I mean, shit, if it helps my comedy out. Just some big double D's right here. Serving out comedy jokes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, nobody listens. Like, I noticed I tried it when I first started. I experimented. I remember I tried it in a dress one time.
How you dress, right? Yeah.
And it's also, too, I just feel so much more comfortable like this.
Yes.
And it's just like I can do silly shit, like, honestly, and just be able to move around. And, I'm no matter what, I'm going to be a bad bitch, regardless of what I wear. But it's just... I
feel what you're saying, because girls in the dress, two bad guys get a little unfocused.
Yeah, and it's like, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, and then afterwards, I could change. I don't even do that, but it's like, I just feel comfortable. I feel, and I think the energy that I'm trying to put out is... I'll say crazy, sexual, nasty, raunchy shit on stage. For sure,
we can visualize it with whatever clothes you got. Yeah, you don't need the dress. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't. Also, too, I never really felt comfortable in my body to begin with. So I always kind of dressed down anyway.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got titties way too young.
Yeah, that's, when I was growing up, like, you got to be young all the way to your old. But as a girl, I admire women because it's like, at 13, if I see them, like they get checked out by grown men, and they get a real good sense of character. Like, I like to ask females about, because they know, they're like, no, I don't trust them, like, because they know, because she was 12 getting checked out by a 40-year-old with a family, and it was like,
exactly.
And you lose your innocence at 13. Like at 13, I wasn't thinking about no one trying to fuck me, which would have been nice.
Yeah,
some hot teacher trying to fuck. Like, but like,
well, I had a hot mom and a hot older sister, so I was, you know, me being the third woman, woman in this sort of space, I was like, I saw how they maneuvered, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go over there, and just the only time I feel like I dressed sexy, because I used to go to a lot of anime conventions, and I would cosplay.
Oh my god, they go wild over that.
We did. Yep.
The anime cosplay is so wild.
We went a little crazy. But it was funny. Actually, when I was 13,
I saw your bit about that.
Yeah.
The anime voice. It was funny. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
It's good.
When I was 13, though, I used to have this as a joke. I might actually bring it back. But when I was 13, I thought I was trans for a month, because I was dressing up as boy characters. Yeah. And I was like, but
part-time trans?
Pretty much, you know, trans not practicing. But I basically, like, I remember I was dressed as like Sasuke or some shit, and in the joke, it was like, in my head, I thought I was dressed as a boy, but the reality was I was just Sasuke built like a hentai, and so I'd be doing the Naruto run, but my ass is clapping in the wind, and I can't hide that. I can't hide that at all.
I don't know what that means, because I don't watch anime.
Oh damn, my bad.
No, you went.
My bad.
No, I love that you went like deep into the terminology of anime. Which show is that from?
Naruto, like the most famous.
That's the most famous one. I heard all these, because people keep coming up to me in the coffee where like I know, and I'm like,
it's because you're Asian, they assume.
Yeah, no, I think it's dope. Which I think is dope.
Yeah, to assume every Asian likes anime is a little like.
Yeah, I really don't like anime. It's way too weird. The sex scenes gross me out. I'm like, dude, who writes this shit? Like some skinny Asian dude? I don't know if I could.
Yeah, some freaking nasty.
I mean, some skinny Asian dude's head is like, that's why I feel like I'm
they're not always skinny.
No, you're right. You fill it with ramen, they can be bigger, you know what I mean?
This they shit. Yeah, that was fun.
We are at an hour. I want to have you forever, man, but I know you got a show tonight. I want to thank you for coming on and just talk about the great stuff that you're doing. You are killing it. I hope I see you years to come, just with the big people. I know you are. I know they're going to pick you up, and you're going to do well, and you're going to kill it at your show tonight, which I'm trying to be there at the Function in SF.
Yeah, everybody, the Function is dope. First black-owned comedy club in San Francisco.
First black-owned. Shout out Stroymoy.
Shout out Stroymoy.
Great Eye booking you. Is this your first headline gig?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
In the Bay?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was on a Cam show in San Francisco.
Troy was?
Yeah, he was hosting.
Oh.
And he was like, yo, I'm about to open the first black-owned comedy club in San Francisco, and like it happened so much quicker after that, because I think he said it was supposed to be a certain date and then ended up being a little earlier. So now it's like,
it's amazing what he's doing out there. And well, there's a thing called the Bacon Network in the Bay Area. They got a Facebook group where all the comics are on there. And they're all of them. So they all been talking about it, which is great, because it's amazing, man. We all want to be. I want to be there tonight to support after the punch. Like, yeah, man. Is it sold out?
No.
Can I pay at the door?
Yeah,
because I'm forget with my car, so I gotta pay cash at the door.
You should be fine. No, but I mean,
I'm gonna pull up.
Too. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up.
I mean, like, it's almost sold out.
Well, I'll watch from outside. You feel me? I'll watch from outside. I don't care.
You good?
Because you finna kill tonight, man. Maddy May, I appreciate you having you on the pod, man. You're on a tear. Anything you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Come see me on tour with Kam Patterson. I'll be in San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, Nashville, all the these little cities and stuff. So come see me out there. Come on around the road, and it's gonna be fun. That's crazy, man. You are on such a tear right now. I'm so envious, man. Hey, go check out my girl Maddy May. She's on a tear with the comedy. Instagram is Maddy May, MADDIE, No, I just butchered that, didn't I? I was trying to be hella cool. Like, let me say this shit hella fast. It's MAYS. It's MADDIMAYS. That is correct. Why am I saying that's correct? MADDIMAYS. Okay, don't listen to me, man. It's cool. My goal is to get people to get the right Maddie eventually. We get the right Maddie. Oh, there's another Maddie? No, there's just so many ways to spell Maddie that I'm like, one day they're gonna assume it's that way first. That's my goal. But hey, the name's sticking out, man, and it's blowing up. All right. Create Studios Pod with Maddy Mays. We are out. Check out tonight. Have a great weekend. Bye.